Okay, let's see here. Batting inconsistent. Check. Pitching inconsistent. Check. Malik Smith is injured. Check. Playing under 400 in April. Check. It's just as I feared. It's last season all over again. I thought things felt familiar. Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Seattle Mariners, and unfortunately it's a lot of deja vu because yet again we sit at 348 after almost at the end of April. We are just really frustrating team to play as and watch, and I'm sure support as well. Malik Smith is injured again. It wasn't as serious this time. I think it was a 2 or 3 week injury, so he's missed most of April, but he should be back shortly, so that'll be a big boost to us. Other things to catch you up on, I mean, Will Smith will be back shortly, and we think we're kind of missing him out of the bullpen. We've just been really inconsistent. We've been inconsistent batting, we've been inconsistent hitting, and what's happening is that I'll show you the schedule in a second, but on the days where we are hitting well, the pitchers are having a bad day, so we're having high-scoring games, and when the pitchers are pitching well, we're not batting well, so we're having low-scoring games, and we just seem to be losing a lot of really tight games right now. Team chemistry's taken a little bit of a hit, but it's not too bad, which is good. We're still content, so that's the main thing. Front office, I'm keeping a very close eye on the owner. He is now he's good, in a good mood, which is positive. I think a few things that we have ticked off a few things. Right now, we've acquired a team leader in Taylor Walls. We're right now above the increased average attendance. So if this record keeps up, that's not going to last. And our projected balance, we're just about where he wants to be. So we're doing things other than winning, which are making him happy, which is probably a good thing. Some squad news. Armstrong, he's gone to the Astros. I can't remember what his first name is now. But we put him on waivers. Where's Houston? H is up here somewhere, isn't it? There we go. Come on, game. What's it doing to me? Is he in the Major League team? He is. Sean Armstrong. He was picked up off waivers. He was annoying me, basically. His ERA was 12. He's gone to the Astros. He's not doing much better. So I wanted to relegate him down to AAA. He had to go on waivers, and he got claimed. So I'm okay with it, to be honest, but it's a little bit frustrating. But what we've done is we've called up Curtis Taylor. This is our Canadian friend, of course, who was in AAA. He pitched 4 innings without giving up an earned run, so we've called him into the Major League team to replace him. I think he's the future, and he's probably a future closer for us in any case. So that was a good thing to have done. And anything else here to catch you up on? That is pretty much it. Well, another thing we're doing as a club is I should show you the standings, is we're really struggling to hit left-handed pitching, which is a bit of a problem. But you can say it's early days. We're 8 games back of the LA Angels, so it's not the end of the world, but we're trending the wrong way right now. Other thing that we've done in terms of the lineups, I sent Ryan Healy down to AAA. I called up Logan Morrison to give him a go at first base. Early days he played he had 3 games, but he was batting at he's almost 400. So I called him up. He's done okay, but I wouldn't say he's setting the world on light. Now, one thing that Jesse did suggest in the comments, and I think he might have even done it before, but someone in the comments certainly said we could try Jay Bruce, who's on waivers right now, as a first baseman of Den. But what Jesse suggested, which actually I think makes a little bit more sense to me, is if we play Vogelbach at first base and then Jay Bruce as a designated hitter. And that makes a little bit of sense, and then send Morrison back down to AAA. So I think what we might do is if he doesn't get claimed on waivers this time around, I think I might look to do that. But let's have a look at how we've been doing, and you'll kind of see what I mean here by a lot of narrow defeats, either low scoring or high scoring. Though we started off after our win opening day against on Game 2 here against the Indians. As I check my notes here, we pitched really well. We just got absolutely nothing at the plate. 5 hits. And they only got 3 runs in themselves. So there wasn't a bad performance. We just couldn't get going, and then. Game 3 here. It was going fine. Leakey forced it at the mound, and he let up a grand slam in the 5th innings there. He walked the bases full and then gave up a grand slam, which was really infuriating. We did our best to come back. We just couldn't quite get across the line at the end. I actually sort of played through this game and watched it, and I can tell you there was some tasty language coming out of my mouth when Kikuchi decided to walk the bases and then give up a grand slam. It was not good. We played the Giants over two games. We won one, lost one against them. This was a really good performance, the 7-0. who was pitching for this one? It was Dunn got the start, 6.1 innings, no earned runs. So that was really good for him. Game 2, again, a narrow defeat. We just couldn't quite get across the line. We played the Twins next. Game 1. Where is it here? Game 1. We gave up, we got out 2 runs in the first, and then we got nothing. They got all their runs in the 6th. 5 runs in the 6th. They only got 7 hits all game. They did not look like winning that game, apart from that 1 innings. And that was a combination of Loaisiga and Armstrong. I think that it wasn't just Armstrong, so they scored 5 runs, but he came on and certainly didn't make things any better for us. We won game 2, which was nice, and then game 3, again, a narrow defeat, relatively high scoring. We played the Kansas City Royals, got swept by them. It was just poor starting pitching in this one. That was the story of the day. Oakland A's, who we know struggle at the bottom of the division with us. We played them at home, won 2 of 3. Game 1 here, a little bit lucky. We gave up 5 runs in the first, but we managed to battle our way back. And that was a bad start, another bad start for Kikuchi. But only 1 of those runs was earned, so it wasn't completely his fault. But yeah, not a great start, but we did battle back, as I said. Game 2 here, they scored 4 runs in the first, 3 in the 9th. It was a relatively good pitching performance. It was just 2 bad innings. This is kind of what I mean when I say just inconsistent. Justice Sheffield gave up all these runs in the first, but only gave up 1 hit. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, there we go. It's just inconsistencies. And then game 3, of course, we managed to win, which was nice. We played the Houston Astros. They still look a little bit better than us. But again, narrow, maybe not so much game 4. But really, really narrow defeats. What did I say about game 1 in my notes here? This was a poor start. Well, not really a start, but more middle innings. And then we lost it in the 9th when it was sort of tied at 6. So we actually had a good start at the plate. But yeah, the middle innings there just let us down. And it was done on this occasion. 4 innings, 6 earned runs that did that for us. Game 2, really, really good starting pitching. We just could not get anything going. 2 hits all game. So that was really frustrating. That was Gonzalez, who's actually been quite good. Despite having absolutely no movement, yet to give up a home run, which I don't really understand why that is. And actually, I'll come back to that in just a second. You guys might be able to tell me the answer. It might be something I can sort of work around. Game 3, stunning performance from Kikuchi with the start. Leaky Fawcett was not leaking this day. 8.1 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, no earned runs. Absolutely stunning from our Japanese friend. And then game 4, just kind of was what it was. We gave up four runs in each of the first 2 innings, and there was no really coming back from that, so that was frustrating. And that was Justice Sheffield, 1.1 innings, 8 earned runs, and that was the game that killed his ERA. He's been better than that, though. We played the Texas Rangers. We lost the first 2 in this series. Game 3, we got off to a good start. 7 runs we got in the first, so that was nice, and then they kind of chipped away at us through the rest of the game and made it a little bit nervous. But we got the job done there. And then we've played 2 games of our 3-game series against the White Sox. We're currently tied at 1. So this makes this a deciding game for us. That is pretty much everything I wanted to catch you up on. A quick look at the pitching stats for the season. Now, one thing I did want to ask you guys. This is the thing with our second guy here, Loaisiga, who's getting the start today. His movement is 45, which is better than Gonzalez. But he's giving up 2.6 home runs per 9 innings. So he's given up 7 home runs already this season, just under 25 innings work. So I don't really understand why if his movement is better. Maybe it's just one of those things who you come up against, but a little bit frustrating, that one. But there's all the pitching stats for the year so you can see, and I'll show you the batting stats as well. Now, players another player we've caught up actually, Brandon Bishop has come into the team for Malik Smith. So he hasn't played too much. He's just sort of there as a backup, but he is playing today. You'll notice that we've got a few fatigued players, so he is going to get a start for us today. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Let's go and have a look at the team, though, that we're sending out to face the White Sox. Let's go and have a look. And this is it, and we actually have a few matchups going our way here. So leading off, it's Carlos Toki, our Venezuelan outfielder. He's done really, really well since coming in. He's sort of come in to start games with Malik Smith injured, and Brandon Smith has been on the bench. But Sega bats second at third base. Henniger bats third at right field. Vogelbach, as ever, cleans up as a designated hitter. Tyler Walls is going to bat 5 at second base. Omar Narvaez is catching this one. He bats 6. Richard Urena bats 7. He's going to play shortstop for us. Brandon Bishop bats 8. He's the center fielder. And Logan Morris, in what may well be his last start, he's playing for his spot. He's going to go at first base in this one. And we're up against Reynaldo Lopez. He has as much movement as as Gonzalez does. So I wonder if we can get a hold of him. He looks very beatable. His ERA is over 5 already this season. So let's hope. And welcome to, it's not Wrigley Field. I can't remember what the White Sox ground is called. You guys will all know. Here we go. Tommy here. Well, today was host the Mariners. Is it going to tell me the name of the ground? I'll Google it afterwards. It's one of those that I know it and I just can't think of it. But it is definitely not Wrigley because that's the Cubs, isn't it? All right. Come on, Mariners. Let's get a good start at the plate here and let's get our season back on track. That's a cracking hit from Toki. Is it going to leave? No, it's not. He's not the slowest. Is that triple territory? Is he going to round second? Is he going to hold up? He's going to round second. And it's a lead-off triple for Carlos Toki. What a start to the game that is. And let's hope we continue as we start. Excellent stuff by Toki. And it is Kyle Sager now with a chance to knock in his 11th RBI of the season. He has grounded it down towards first base, and that'll do the trick. 1 run across the plate, 1 out, and let's hope we can continue here. Mitch Haniger, who's been a little bit hit and miss so far this season. He's still batting so high up the order, a little bit based on last season. And I tell you what, that's not a bad hit as well. Straight through the gap in the left side of the infield there to put a runner at first for Vogelbach. 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. He has been quite sensational this first month of the season. That's going to be a double play, though. Is it? No. No play. Excellent stuff. All right. It's going to bring up the youngster, Tyler Walls, in his debut season. Let's see what he can do. Actually, one of the rookies that has really been doing well is Brian Reynolds. Tyler Walls gets it through. And is that going to score a run? Coming in to score is going to be Mitch Haniger. And Walls with the RBI single. And it's 2-0. 1 out. Runners at first and second. And we're looking good. Omar Narvaez steps in now. Full count for him. And he walks to load the bases. What a first innings this has been so far. And it's Richard Urena. Hasn't batted much this year. Doesn't really have power or contact, to be honest. But let's see how he can do. He's hit it up the middle. Has he? Yes! Richard gets it through the infield. And is it going to score 1? No. Or 2, sorry. Just the 1. And the train continues to go round. It's Brandon Bishop. Now, he has only batted twice this season. What can he do? He strikes out. Unlucky, mate. Unlucky. And it's Logan Morrison playing for his future at the Mariners. Certainly in the immediate future with 2 out, loaded bases. What can he do? Oh, Morrison, is it big enough? Is it? Get out. No. Oh, it sounded good off the bat. Unlucky, but 3 runs cross the plate in the first innings, and we give our starting pitcher something to work with here now. What can he do? He starts off giving up a hit all the way to the fence. Hopefully just a double, though. It is, so we've started a little bit better than what they started. I was a little bit disappointed in this guy so far, I've got to say. I really thought he would be good, but ERA 6.20. Again, it's early days in the season. He's probably had, 4 or 5 starts, max, maybe 6. There's a strikeout to get 1 away. I thought he was going to be quite good for us, but he hasn't really lived up to my expectations so far. Another strikeout. Maybe he's going to do it here. Maybe it's just that he performs well on YouTube. It's Eloy Jimenez. Oh, hero of the Mets. I love you, Eloy. And he strikes out. I love you even more now, mate. Excellent stuff. He was a big part of our Mets team on my Mets save, if you haven't watched that. If you're desperate to watch more of me struggling through a baseball series, there is always the Mets one to go back and watch. Spoiler alert, Jimenez makes an appearance at some point. A strikeout second time around for Toki. That's okay, though. What can Kyle Sager do? Is their pitcher just going to take an innings to warm up and get going? But Sager's driven that to the fence. I don't think that's triple territory. I don't think he's quick enough, but it's going to be a double. So with 1 out, we find ourselves with another runner in scoring position here. And can we work this run in as well? Haniger now with a chance to do just that. 2 and 2's the count. And he strikes out. And it's going to be up to Vogelbach. What can he do at 0 and 2? I'm going to suggest maybe strike out here. Yes. Unfortunately, that is what happens. And maybe Mr. Lopez just needed an innings to get going. It's Smauak. And he walks. Oh, come on. Come on, we don't want to be putting base runners on. It's 3 and 1 again. He's walked 2. Come on, Johnny boy. Come on. It's Tim Anderson to the plate. It's another full count. This one's been hit up the middle. And is that going to score a run? Oh, their pitcher needed an innings to get warmed up, and our guy, I think, has maybe gassed himself after one. Loaded bases, none out. Max Morif to the plate. He is on fire as well, batting .370 so far this season. That is not a good look, and it's 3-1. You better not walk in a run, mate. And he's done just that. Oh, are we seeing... This is... We changed pitching coach 3 times last season, and nothing has changed on any occasion. It's now 3-2. Is it going to come around? No, and it's still loaded bases, and it's still none out. And we just can't have nice things at the Mariners, can we? For the love of God, get an out. That's not going to be an out either, and that might score 2. Is he going to take on the arm? No, he's not. But it's tied up. It's still loaded bases. It's still none out. And finally, we get a strikeout, and that now gives us just a hint of a way out of the innings with a double play. Come on. He's walked in another one. Oh, you're going to kill me. Or I'm going to kill him. Someone's dying this episode. What are we doing? Come on, it's Eloy Jimenez, and he rips one. It's a decent save. Can we turn a double? Not quite. And it scores another run. 5 runs in the in the second. And this is what we do. His ERA is back over 7.5. And we don't have any more starters in the in AAA to call in. We need to try... I don't know what to do. We need to work... Our starting pitching is absolutely horrid. We cannot continue to give up so many runs and expect to be a winning team. And I don't know... No one will trade with me. No one will trade with me. Tyler Walls gets himself a signal. Well done to him. Let's see what Omar Narvaez can do. One thing, because there is obviously a lot of good young starting pitchers, but I can't get sort of trade player for player, obviously, because why would they give up their really good starting pitchers for a one-off player? But I can't even get to a point where they're willing to negotiate a trade by adding extra players to it. Walls goes for a steal, and he gets there relatively comfortably. Well done to him. 5th stolen base for the year. Now, can the youngster Braden Bishop knock a run in here? He's driven it straight to second base, and that'll do it for us. And it's a disappointing third. And look at this. We're out hitting them almost 2-1, yet we find ourselves 5-3 down. I am beginning to wonder with the inconsistency with the pitching if maybe Scott Severus needs to go. If pitching and hitting are both inconsistent. And as I said, I'm just starting to wonder if he's the problem. Because as I said, we've changed pitching coaches a number of times, and the pitching coach we have right now is rated as a good coach. It's right there in his description. He is a good pitching coach. Logan Morrison to lead us off. The reason that we still have Severus is because his development with the players is good. So that's why we still have him. Morrison just, not quite as well hit as the first time around. So I am wondering if maybe we need to make a change there. Because it's not like we were a good team last year, and because we weren't. But we have better players this year, and we're arguably just as bad, if not worse. I don't even think we were this bad in April last year. Sega hits that reasonably well, and it's a good catch out there, and that ends the top of the 4th. So yeah, I mean, even just now talking about it, I'm increasingly talking myself into just going and getting rid of Severus, just try and stop the bleeding. Because it's getting to the point, I think, where something has to change. And I don't know what that is. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the that Minnesota Twins game where I said they didn't look like scoring. They got 5 runs in innings. So far, this has been the exact same this game. They have not looked like scoring, yet they've got 5 runs. Because how many walks did he give up in that innings? It was absolutely disgusting. Come on, boys. That's well hit. That's very well hit. Is it going to leave? Is it going to leave? It is going to leave, and it is a home run by, I missed who it was, Haniger. Haniger's led us off with a home run, gets it back to 5-4. And, I mean, it's not all doom and gloom, obviously. We're still well and truly in this game and very, very capable of winning it. But the pitching just continues to be something that we can't rely on it, and I don't like that. Vogelbach just hit that quite well. Is that going to get down? No, it's another decent catch out there in right field for one away. Tyler Walls, 2 for 2 so far today, up against a different pitcher. Now this, of course, could be another problem now, is that I didn't see how good their pitcher is. No, he's caught out there again. A couple of well-hit balls, though. Where are we here? This guy's ERA is 10, so let's hope that continues. You know, if you don't take advantage against a poor starter, and then the bullpen's strong, you end up, you know, kind of with nothing. So we pulled one back that innings. That's something. It is Ryan Barucki that comes on. He's done okay so far. 19 innings pitched, as you can see there. An ERA of 2 1/3. It is an option to put this guy in the starting rotation. And we do have Chris Flexen in AAA as well. So, I mean, to say there's no options is maybe a little bit harsh. But we did see last season that Flexen just wasn't really up to it. And he did have that relatively serious injury as well. So that's not going to have helped him. Chance of a nice quick innings here, though. That should get us out of it. Seager over there to Morrison at first. And there's another quick innings. Again, they don't look like scoring. Yet they're winning the game 5-4. Uriner to lead us off. He got a hit last time out, didn't he? Drove in a couple of runs, or at least one run, if I remember correctly. He's hit that quite well as well, but it's not going to get anywhere other than center field's glove, I don't think. No, there it is. A relatively simple catch in the end. Braden Bishop comes in, 0 for 2, and hasn't really looked like he knows how to play baseball, really, has he? He's hit that one. It's sliced up, and it's going to be caught in right field. Unlucky for him. And it's going to bring up Logan Morrison, who is 0 for 2 again. He's popped up twice. And this time doesn't even manage that. So we're through 6 and still trying to rescue this game. As Barucki looks like he's going to go back to work and does so in style with another strikeout. 3 strikeouts for the game. 20 strikeouts for the season in 20 2/3 innings pitched. Not too bad. Come on. That's been well hit. That's going to get in for a single. Toki will throw it in and keep the runner at first. Can we double up? I wonder here. It's a full count. Oh, we've walked another one. All right, come on, boys. Head on here. Head on. Do not start walking batters again, please. There's a strikeout. All right, well done. Gets himself out of the innings nicely. Or is that only 2 out? That's only 2 out. All right, let's get yourself out of the innings now, please, mate. Oh, that's well hit, and that's going to score another run, isn't it? Again, we've walked runners on base, and it's cost us a run. Unbelievable. And it's like I keep saying, I'll be honest, I'm not obviously a baseball expert by any means. That's blatantly obvious to everybody, I think. But I don't know how to fix this with our pitching. 6 hits, yet they've had probably more base runners than we have. Toki to lead us off again. Oh, remember when he led us off with a triple? They were the days, weren't they? Come on, Toki. He's got a decent piece of that, but couldn't get it through the infield, and that'll be 1 away. And, yeah, I mean, we're rapidly running out of outs here. Come on, Sega. Come on. He has popped that up, and that'll be 2 away. And we're going to find ourselves soon with 6 outs to manage to try and get these runs. Henniger, who's had a decent day, 2 for 3, with, of course, that home run last time out. He's hit that relatively well, and that gets through. All right, runner at first with 2 out. Dan Vogelbach to the plate. What can he do? What can he do? He's been our main RBI guy this season. He's hit that quite well. That's going to get down, isn't it? It is. And can Henniger get to third? He can. Why wouldn't you have thrown to second there, I wonder? But anyway, Vogelbach gets the job done. Can Tyler Walls, who is 2 for 3 today, can he knock in a run here for us? Come on, Tyler. He's grounded it out to second. And we stretch. And it's another frustrating game of Mariners baseball so far, isn't it? Barucki continues. That's well hit, and it's well caught out there as well by Sager at third. Jimenez to continue. Come on. 7-4. No, it's not. It's caught out there by Toki. Never mind. It's what Jimenez does. Come on. Let's end this. That should be easy enough for Sega. Over to Morrison, and there we go. There we go. So we do have indeed 6 outs to get these runs. It's the wrong part of the order though, isn't it? It's Omar Narvaez, who has been a decent player for us last season and so far this season, to be fair to him. That is caught straight back to the pitcher though. Urana to continue at the plate. 3-0. Can he get himself on here? He can. Alright. No, he's not a bad base runner either, is he? I thought we'd pinched hit for a second then, but no such luck. It's Braden Bishop, who hasn't got a hit all season. We need... This is where Severus lets himself down. He's got to learn to start pinch hitting. We have Maury, we have Reynolds, we have Galvis all on the bench, and that's actually quite well hit, but it's not quite got the job done. You know, we have good hitters on the bench that aren't playing this one, and he's not pinched hit, and that really frustrates me. Morris has hit that quite well. Is it going to get out? Go on, no, again, not quite there, and we go into 3 outs remaining. And are we going to lose a series to the White Sox that we really should not have done? That should be easy enough. Is there a way, I wonder, to tell the manager to make sure he's... I mean, you can't because he's in charge of the game tactically once we take the field. But he's got to start pinch hitting. It's my biggest gripe with him. And possibly the pitching as well if he's responsible for that. I will show you Scott Severus after the game to try and get you guys' opinion on what we do with him. If he is... Because he is ultimately responsible, isn't he? He's the manager, so he's ultimately responsible. Sam Tuivalalala comes on the pitch. Can he get us out of this innings? And then we just kind of have to hope that we can have a big ninth. That is catchable. And it is caught out there. Nicely done by Henniger. And it says it was a splendid catch by Henniger. So maybe the animation there hasn't quite done him justice. All right, Carlos Toki to lead us off. We're up against their close-up with an ERA of 3. Doesn't look super spectacular, though it is 1-2. And he does average almost 13 strikeouts per 9 innings, so he's obviously not too bad. And Toki does indeed strike out. Kyle Sager, we need a base runner here, don't we? He's got 2 strikes on him. He's got a piece of it, but it's going to be caught in center field. And we're down to our final out. Mitch Henniger. Come on, Mitchie. He strikes out as well. And we've lost a game of baseball again that we really, really shouldn't have lost. So there you have it. That digs us into the hole a little bit deeper. We're 8-16. The White Sox are not that good of a team, really. And I just don't really know what to do to try and fix this. You can see Reynolds, look at that. I mean, he's up there in batting averages. He's had a really, really good start to the year. Malik Smith is up there in stolen bases. But yeah, I don't know what to do to try and fix this anymore. The only thing we haven't really tried, I do want to show you Scott Severus, is trying to change. Everybody else I think has changed there. The hitting coach hasn't changed, but his hitting's been fine. But Scott Severus, he does not pinch hit. I wonder if there's a way I can I change that? Let me know if there is a way I can. Allows full control pinch hitting. I wonder if that means, but I can't because he's in control of the game. Is there a way to tell him, Scott, dude, pinch hit, please, for the love of God? See, he has a good development influence on our pitchers, which is good. He has good relationships for the most part. You know, the relationship with the players is currently good. So, you know, that being the case, getting rid of him might actually negatively impact things. So that's maybe a problem. The pitching coach, 34-year-old Arnie Ronick, is a fine pitching coach who likes to work with power pitchers. He, based off that to me, is not the problem. You know, he's got a good relationship with, or greater influence with some of the pitchers there as well. Is it the fact he's a power pitching coach maybe the problem? But it shouldn't particularly matter. Maybe that's why some of the control's going down or the movement. But I don't know what to do. The only other thing could be bench coach. If that has an impact, but his development influence with Seattle players is excellent. Doesn't necessarily have an influence over anybody, but his relationships are currently good. So yeah, I don't know how to fix the pitching, guys. If you have any suggestions, please do let me know in the comments. But that is it for today. Again, sorry that we've won one, lost one on YouTube this year, so it's not the worst. But that was a game that we shouldn't have lost. I think what we'll do is we'll come back sort of mid-May. We might come back for the final game of this Detroit series. Get into Detroit, my old stomping ground. So I think that's maybe game 3 of that series. We have a relatively friendly run of games coming up here, I think. How are the Blue Jays doing? they're decent. Detroit's as bad as we are. The Angels are obviously a strong team. So there's winnable games in there for us. I think the A's they're as bad as we are as well. So we need to get our season back on track. But until next time, guys, I'll be back on Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Take care.